Welcome to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Danny Livey, and this is
John Wilker, Vice President of RPG Research. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the research and development of role-playing games in all formats and genres for all players.
And we utilize this research to achieve recreational, leisure, educational, and therapeutic goals.
Today's main topic is going to be community outreach.
Yeah.
Mass in person.
Okay.
Well, explain that what it means when we get into the topic.
Mm-hmm.
But after our regular traps and riddles, there will be unboxing the Welcome to Night Vale role-playing game. No, that's actually our just talking topic.
Yeah.
We will be unboxing the Quest Kids
Giant Adventures.
and it is literally giant. You've probably never seen a bigger role-playing game than this.
Okay. Well, I mean,
outside of a LARP.
I see the size of the box. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
It's big.
But that too will be explained when we get to it.
Okay, but in our just chatting, you mentioned the
Welcome to Night Vale.
Welcome to Night Vale. Yes.
Because last time we did a fast unboxing, but we didn't actually go into anything.
No, we didn't. There was still a full box to open. So there it is. Let me grab that.
So let's see what we've got, and hopefully we can get it all on camera as we're doing it. But you saw it on camera last time.
Yeah.
If you are a loyal follower of RPG Research Talk Show, or just the RPG Talk Show, and if you're not a loyal follower, become one.
Yeah, there are perks for the Patreon membership. Members of the Adept or more get access to the unedited raw videos, and every member that has some type of tier gets early access to the episodes.
All right. So is that all the objects?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with let's open the Welcome to Night Vale starter set.
Yes. So last week we went through many of these.
This is the artwork and pre-gen characters and some of the villains. Plus, he's also throwing back in there the white dice with what color?
Purple.
And the decider die, or the two-sider.
The coin.
The two-sider coin.
Yeah.
Not to be mistaken with the two-face coin.
The double-headed,
Double-headed and scarred.
But because we're not Two-Face.
Well, we have two faces. They're just yours and mine.
I'm saying I'm not Harvey Dent.
That's a good thing.
Yes. Okay.
Rule lawyers are bad enough. Rule lawyers that flip a coin to make a decision are scary.
Yeah. Having a GM that decides whether or not they're going to follow the rules based off of a flip of a coin, no, that's a toxic relationship right there.
Yeah,
okay, so.
Exactly. All right, let's see what we got here.
Come on. Always feel like when I'm using this that I'm back in high school doing a dissection.
Maybe I should get you a scalpel.
No, those are too sharp. I am clumsy. That would slip and I'd cut myself open, and we don't need to see that type of graphics on screen.
And just for everybody to know that a sharp knife is safer than a dull knife.
Yeah. I'm just saying
and
that.
Never catch a falling knife.
Oh no! Let that hit the ground, and make sure your feet aren't in the way.
Exactly. All right, what do we got?
Okay, open that up. There we go. The top is off.
Okay, what's it say on the top, the front part?
Welcome to the Night Vale.
Role-playing game.
Role-playing game.
Yep.
And there's sides.
All right. So what do we got in it? What's in the box?
What's in the box? If you're not ready for rated R, do not look up that reference.
Yes.
Oh, well, we've got more dice.
Yay!
But these are purple and white instead of white and purple.
And a purple and white.
Coin.
So we actually have two sets of dice, and that was one's a comes with a thing, and the other one was a stretch goal bonus.
Yeah. Okay.
And I like having at least two.
Yeah. More dice is good dice. So we have a little explainer. It's a little brochure. Welcome to Night Vale, citizen. The Welcome to Night Vale role-playing game is a collaborative storytelling game where you and your friends weave together adventures in the fictional desert town that the most popular fictional podcast calls home. Most players assume the role of one character, a citizen of Night Vale, as they encounter weird events commonplace in the setting. One person assumes the role of the game master or host, populating the game world with peculiar characters and bizarre locations that citizens experience in their stories of investigation and adventure. If you're a player or citizen, start with the Citizen's Guide, the basics of the game and character creation. And by the way, this is an instruction on where you go first, and it was right at the top. So, good.
Right where it should be.
Yes. Pick one of the 11 pre-generated characters or create your own with the Citizen's Guide. Explore the Visitor's Guide and familiarize yourself with key locations in the desert town of Night Vale. If you're the game master or host, join the players in learning the basics from the Citizen's Guide. Peruse the host guide for in-depth rules and guidance. Read the adventure, The Skeleton Gorge Incident. Check out the host screen for quick access to helpful charts and reminders.
Okay, so Hawk always wants to judge starter kits on whether or not you can start playing within 5 minutes of pulling the box. The answer is no.
For this one, yeah, it doesn't look like it's...
99% of them, 99.9% of them, because, for example, it took you less than 5 minutes to read that whole page.
Yeah.
But it took you the majority of that 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that was... we still haven't started playing yet.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was, it's a common thing that we've come across with many role-playing games where they're telling you where to start to begin, as opposed to, here you go, here's a paragraph of what role-playing game is, start playing and it's a solo, and eventually they expand on the concept from a solo adventure to more complex rules, to collaborative play, to here's how to run the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, coming up is the new Dungeons and Dragons starter set.
Yeah.
And it is supposed to be able to be played with no prep.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for that.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
And I will be running it at Uncle's in the Valley on the 16th, which is the day it comes out.
Okay. So, here's the Visitor's Guide. There's also the Citizen's Guide. So, there's the Citizen's Guide and the Visitor's Guide. And after that is the Host Guide.
So what's the difference between the Visitor's Guide and the Citizen's Guide?
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet.
My first instinct is to say that the Visitor's Guide is the campaign guide.
So, the Visitor's Guide, based off of the table of contents, content warning, districts of the Night Vale, businesses of the Night Vale, public facilities and landmarks, location organizations, neighboring towns. I would assume that this is basically like a campaign book.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So this is what Night Vale is as a location.
Yes.
Visitors, the Citizen's Guide is how to play.
Citizen's Guide, yes. Actually, Chapter 2 in the Citizen's Guide is how to play. Chapter 3, equipment. Chapter 1, what is a role-playing game? It's just, 3 chapters. So, how to play, equipment, and what's a role-playing game. And it includes a session 0.
All right. So, I'm going to assume that the how to play includes character creation.
I would assume so.
Yeah, when we get done looking through that, if we have extra time, I'd like you to read the session 0 stuff, or at least give me the highlights of what their session 0
Okay.
is.
And then we have the host guide. In the host guide, and I'm reading just the chapters, there's more in there.
Right.
Chapter 1, what is a role-playing game? Chapter 2, how to host adventures in Night Vale. 3, setting threats and embodying Night Vale. Chapter 4, conflict basics. Chapter 5, combat actions. Chapter 6, exploration. Chapter 7, using the threats and NPC stat blocks. Yep.
I can't wait until we get back to live play. All right, what else we got there?
In here, we also have... This is the Skeleton Gorge incident. So I'm guessing this is the adventure.
Yep, that's
Yeah, it
our
is the
first
adventure.
adventure that we're supposed to work with.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's other adventures in there, or if you just have to start doing your own homebrew after that.
Yeah, that's a very common trope we've seen where, like, here's an adventure. Sometimes you need more than one adventure to get an idea of how to build the adventure. So, welcome to Skeleton Gorge, a new internship, the pirate broadcast, and there are more, including the endings, the threats, and the handouts. But I don't want to go into the other chapters because that may be spoiler.
One of the best ways, I think, for getting ideas is actually listening to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely Google or go to any place that you get your podcast and look up Welcome to Night Vale.
There is also a Game Master screen.
Right.
Which includes... It's nice and purple, but it has rules. I can't critique the rules because I don't know the game.
Right, and he's not reading the rules, so we can't critique him yet either. Hopefully when we start doing our broadcasts of our little Let's Plays or play tests, then, we'll be able to give people a heads up more in each of these games.
Now, there's a couple more things in here. I'm trying to grab all of these. We have the pre-made characters.
Yes, and the pre-made characters, I think, are based on characters in the story, but they might not be.
So that was Amir. This is Brad. Brad is a scorpion.
Yes.
There's Burkhard Ulstone.
Burkhard.
CJ.
He looks like a coffee person.
Oh, yeah. Cormac O'Sullivan.
Who is a Dracohydra?
A Hydra Dragon, I think.
Yeah.
Deja.
Yeah.
Jen Cruz.
Artist, obviously.
Or fashionista.
Yeah.
Noah.
Somebody would argue that fashionistas are artists.
We can have that discussion, but I don't think we're going to have it today.
Definitely not on air.
Yeah. Peg.
So you're not limited to humans, it's obvious.
Correct. Sunny Yoon. Tawny.
My sister's name is Tawny.
Oh, okay. And then we have some threats, which includes antiques.
Yes, antiques could be possessed. Kind of like the Japanese. It's not yokai. I mean, yokai is the general spirit, but there's a specific name for animated or possessed furniture, umbrellas, boots, etc.
Ah. We've got deer.
Yep, slightly mutated.
Erica.
Erica looks to be a biblically accurate angel with a pinned-on halo.
Yes. The librarian.
Now, librarians are very interesting. When you go to the library, and you'll need to go to the library, you have to be aware of the librarians.
There's an overly educated tarantula.
I think I want to play that guy.
That's a threat.
Oh, yeah.
Plastic bags.
Yep, those can be very threatening.
Pterodons. I mean pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Radon Canyon coyotes.
With lots of eyes.
Uh-huh. And then the sheriff's secret police.
There are also other characters. There might have been in the other ones, like the woman with no face.
Yeah.
Who's always been there.
So there's also this stack.
Stackos.
These are character sheets.
Ah.
Yeah.
Very small, very
Very
easy.
small. They open up.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's a full sheet, but it
folds up into a little tiny booklet.
Yeah, it looks like they just compartmentalize it, but it's a one-page character sheet, which works. I was hoping that it was...
Now look at the ability scores.
Okay. So I'm looking at the ability scores, and we have 4 ability scores. We have strength, speed, smarts, and social.
Okay.
And then we have sub-skills underneath that. For example, under strength, we have athletics, brawn, conditioning, intimidation, and might.
That makes sense. Because, right now, I don't know what game system this is under yet. It's obviously not Fate.
No, but it looks like, for example, if we went with strength, I'm familiar with this type of a role-playing system, at least from what I'm seeing.
Cypher?
No, I haven't played Cypher, so I don't know. But
yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Have you played No Thank You Evil?
I have.
That's a Cypher system.
Oh, okay. So there are gradations in dice that you're using.
Yeah.
Top Secret used this.
Ah!
So, for example, with athletics, you start off with a D2.
Got it.
Then you go to a D4, to a D6, a D8, a D10, and a D12. So you progress you're doing dice stepping.
Right, and that was called the Lucky 13 system because everything had to reach that goal.
Well, I think the Lucky 13 was a subsystem within that, but in terms of the dice stepping, this is using dice stepping already.
Right, so we know what kind of dice you use. I mean, we'll have to play and find out what the system is really like.
Yeah.
But at this moment, I can't tell you if you know Top Secret, you know how to play this game.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not making that. I'm just noticing.
I know you are.
The pattern of dice stepping, which is what it's called, where you progress in dice. And actually, this is something that I was actually first introduced to in Dungeons and Dragons, because in 3rd edition there was a bit of dice stepping as well. For example, when they did small and medium and actually even large weapons, you could have like a longsword, a small version of the longsword, and a large version of the longsword. And the longsword started off as a D8, with a small longsword was a D6.
And then there was like, I have a bastard sword.
Yeah.
So it's got the one-handed versus two-handed.
Yeah. So that is a bit of dice stepping. It is used a lot, but that's technically a term when you go up in dice.
Right. But the other thing that might happen in here that would make it closer to is if they had exploding dice.
Yeah, they didn't really say that, but exploding dice is that'd be in the rule stuff. But you said you wanted to see what they said about session 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, where was session 0? No, that is not there. That is the host guide, that is the citizens guide. It was session 0. Yes, session 0, page 6. Page 6. Okay. How to play? The Citizen's Guide for Welcome to Night Vale role-playing game focuses on how to play the game as a player or citizen. In the following section, you will see the rules on how to come to the table with your other players and the game master or host and create a character that fits directly into the setting of Night Vale. Session 0. And I'm just checking to see how long it goes. Yeah, it's maybe a page and a quarter.
Okay.
Before you start playing, before you start playing, your play group should gather to discuss the game during a session 0. This term is used in tabletop role-playing games to refer to the meeting before the actual first session of the new game. In a session 0, the host and citizens work together to establish the ground rules and player wishes for the game, discuss any potential house rules, and either review and select pre-generated characters or create new ones. Session 0 is an important part of any tabletop role-playing game, or RPG, as it sets the stage for the rest of the game and it helps to establish the expectations and rules of the game. By taking the time for this, the host and citizens can create a more enjoyable and cohesive gaming experience. And then they go into the common elements of session 0.
Okay.
But I figured that you're trying to get into what are they describing session 0 as.
Yep. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay.
So, yeah, they were going through what session 0 is, and that's what you wanted to look at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because that is a new trend.
Yes.
That the session 0 is not exactly a new trend.
Yeah.
It's at least 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of including session 0 elements in the role-playing game itself.
And referencing it in the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the 2024 rules have session 0 things.
I specifically remember the concept of session 0 being around at least since I was playing 3rd edition.
No.
Yeah.
And also, again, session 0 really needs to be session 0.5. You need to get some role-playing gaming in there. If you don't get to roll dice for something other than character creation, that's a wasted 4 hours.
Yeah, there is a benefit to being able to say, yeah, we're going to be playing this game, and then actually playing the game. Sorry about that. So, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything you wanted to talk about?
Ah, I see. On guard.
Touché.
You're putting it back to me. Huh. So, something that's been kind of going through my mind recently is how to, and if you've watched this show long enough, you've noticed that, Daniel is plagued by this thought. Sorry.
The plague.
How do you incorporate culture into characters?
Well, yeah, that's also a good character thing. One of the things, the first thing you have to recognize when you're doing culture in role-playing games, there's a difference between fictional cultures and real cultures. If I'm doing a historical role-playing game, like the Wild West one we did where the Native Americans were being marched across the desert in the Long Walk, then you will need to be as true as you can to culture. But if you're doing a role-playing game that is only loosely based, so let's say Oriental Adventures, the culture there is a collaborative or or a mix of multiple cultures for a fictional culture. So the fictional culture only has to be internally consistent and should not be held up against the standards of what you would have for a real world depiction.
Yeah, and something similar happens with, it's not just, Eastern, we're only doing this homogenization for Eastern cultures. It happens with Western cultures as well, because in Dungeons & Dragons, they have this, kind of Eurocentric standard, but we're in Europe, because it certainly isn't France or Spain. Not even really England either. It's kind of this homogenized version of Eurocentrism.
Right. And there are elements that are based on feudal. And there are elements that are based on matriarchies. There's all kinds of different elements that are depicted in role-playing games
Yeah.
that aren't necessarily historically accurate. And they shouldn't be considered. Back to the Oriental Adventures thing, if your shaman has you got two shamans.
Yeah.
One has a queue, the Chinese ponytail,
Yeah.
and the other one has a top knot.
Mm-hmm.
That is not that should not be considered offensive against Japanese or Chinese characters.
Yeah.
It's a fictional character that is flavored for the East.
Yeah.
I'm running my Saturday campaign, which is loosely based on Aztec.
Yeah.
But there is also Mayan and Islander themes in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Aztecs, as far as I know, did not have a tradition of zombie masters.
No.
Caribbeans did.
Yeah. Yeah. The Afro-Caribbean.
Right.
Yeah, it came over from Africa. It wasn't inherent to the Caribbean Native Americans. Not that I'm aware of.
Or Native Caribbeans.
Yeah. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up is this last Saturday, I ended up getting to finally play one of my semi-Polynesian lizard folk.
Right.
Yeah. How did you feel about my role-playing of that character?
Adequate.
Okay.
It was a short.
I couldn't go really in depth into them.
Yeah. You didn't have the room in that one shot to express your culture very far.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't even eat the things that you killed because they were undead and therefore inedible.
There was one that I was hoping to be able to eat, but we found a more peaceful resolution for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, there just wasn't room for you to express your culture.
Right.
I mean, the fact that you try to talk with a California surfer dude.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that sounded like, and I know that it wasn't good.
Again, surfers aren't stuck in California.
I know.
You could have done Hawaiian, which would have probably been more appropriate.
Yeah, I didn't know where to start, and admittedly, I don't have that many references that I had looked up yet.
Yeah, exactly. Also, in such a short thing, you really can't even express your personality very well in this type of encounter. We start with a combat.
Yeah.
And end with you getting your reward. But there was no short. Was there a short rest? I think we
got one short rest in.
Yeah.
But that was that was immediately after the swarm of zombies. So it was a mechanical short rest, but no role playing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, it just wasn't the right time and place for it. Now, over a stretch of a campaign, over at least 3 or 4 games, then I would expect you displaying your culture and personality, especially when your character is based on particular cultures and subcultures.
Yes. So I do know that I was trying to, and you saw me doing this, where I was trying to find whatever areas I could express the culture. So, for example, I was playing a lizard folk cleric.
Right.
And I kind of thought, okay, he's kind of in this shamanistic area. And, I made sure that he had a magic initiate druid.
Right.
So that
which really makes sense for this character.
Yeah, it does make sense for this character. So he had shillelagh, and a shillelagh could either be a quarterstaff or a club. For him, I specifically made sure that it was a club, and I know that there are shark tooth clubs, which are kind of these paddles with shark teeth woven into it. But I knew that, I'm not going to change the damage type, So I figured, and this is how I expressed it, whenever he cast Shillelagh on his standard club, that's when it gets the shark teeth. And I made sure that I had the names, the traditional names of the Hawaiian weapons.
Well, so the Leomano
Yeah.
is the shark tooth club,
Yes.
or Hawaiian koa weapons,
Mm-hmm.
or koa wood clubs, etc. A traditional one of those looks like a ping pong paddle.
Yes.
With a point.
Yes.
Others look a little more rounded.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one thing you didn't do, which I was expecting, was you to use the proper names of the weapons.
Yeah, I was. I was trying to find what I could, and I couldn't just remember everything.
Which, with the shark tooth club,
Mm-hmm.
Being more of a Polynesian type thing, I really think instead of a California Sufer, you should focus on a Polynesian.
Yeah, I would need to listen to some speech from them to really get that. But I did perform the haka.
Yes, that was so fun.
Yeah, there was a bit of a standoff, and they started chanting, and he's like, no. You're good. If I'm going to be presented with a haka, I'm going to do a counter haka.
Right, and then you use your
thaumaturgy to do backup.
So you can get backup singers.
Yes. Because for me, hakas are better when it's a group activity. Yeah. And I had thaumaturgy specifically for when I do the haka.
You actually planned on doing hakas?
No, I didn't plan on doing hakas. I prepared for if I had to.
Oh.
And I was looking for any opportunity to do a haka.
And I gave you one.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the ghouls trying to lure you into their preferred fighting area, which was not doing a Congo line for you.
No.
They started with a haka.
Yeah, no. It's like, no. I just fall into someone else's haka. We're going to have at least a competing haka. Yeah.
Right.
By the way, for those who don't know, a haka is kind of a tribal chant that, especially if you're watching rugby, I believe the New Zealand Blacks perform a haka before every game.
Right. Also, traditionally, it's a war dance.
It's a war dance.
It's getting yourself prepared. Not only is it getting yourself prepared, but it is an act of intimidation against the opponent.
Yes. So I was asking, do you want me to do an intimidation check or a performance check for the haka? Because I've seen some hakas that are used to rile everyone up. I don't know if you'd allow for intimidation to help inspire people.
Well, this is it's an intimidation for the person that you're doing it towards.
Yes.
You're trying to get them. But if you're trying to inspire your own people,
yes,
that's a performance.
Okay. So if I wanted to do for example,
it's the outcome.
It's the outcome that I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. So if I wanted someone who specialized in the haka, specifically for a more Polynesian character, you'd rule that I need to be proficient in both performance and intimidation.
To do it right.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just my thought.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like that is appropriate. That and we actually went through the rules and we never got to use it. The rules on surfing, which is going to be either an acrobatics or athletics check, depending on whether or not I'm doing a trick or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely going with the surfboard aspect of riding your shield.
Mm-hmm.
How fast you're going is it's really fast.
Oh, it's really fast.
But it's really limited.
Yeah, you can either go towards the shore or parallel to the shore. You can't go away from the shore.
That's now you're back to canoe speeds.
Or my swim speed, because you gotta paddle out. You gotta paddle out.
Yeah, and your swim speed is actually going to be slower than a canoe speed.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. You get
That's
out
fine.
there and then you come back really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And you're using athletics to just ride the thing, but you're using acrobatics if you want to do any stunts.
Right. And I feel like that's fair. I feel like that is fair. So, now we've talked about the various mechanics that would be used, and now you've got a more dynamic character who's like, I want to be this. These are the things that you're going to have to do, and there's a social aspect to it, and there's a physical aspect to it. Why would, someone who has high dexterity, better with tricks, not necessarily better at getting up on the board?
Who is the elf from the Lord of the Rings movie?
Legolas.
Legolas. All right. So I've got to figure out a way where I can have Legolas challenge you to a surfing competition.
No.
Shield surfing.
No. Okay, so this is a bit of a pet, less of a pet peeve and more of a point of pride. When I saw Legolas do that,
Mm-hmm.
my immediate thought was, I did it first. The very first game I ever played in Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
was my elf, and I had him surf on his shield. Then we were going down into a caverns, and I was dealing with something. I was clearing up some things, and I let everyone else go forward ahead of me, and to catch up, like, no, yeah, can I just surf down my shield? And he had me do an acrobatics check, and that was one of my first superior outcomes where effectively it was a natural 20, but
Right.
second edition, so I think I rolled a 1 on the
Right.
yeah.
You did a dexterity check and you rolled a 1, which because you're trying to goal was to get lower
Yeah.
than your dexterity score.
So, and that's one of the weird things about second edition, where when you're doing skill checks, you're rolling and trying to roll under your stat. So 1s become 20s, and I rolled a 1,
Yeah.
and I did an amazing job surfing down my shield. And to this day, Neff, my elf, he has a shield for that reason. By the way, one of the cultures that he does come towards, and this is how he learned,
Yeah.
was my Polynesian lizard folk.
Ah.
So yeah, Neff, my elf, was shield surfing before Legolas, and it'd be Legolas versus Neff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I still want to do a. I have to come up with a place. It might naturally occur,
Mhm.
but I really need to have something happen where you actually surf. But then again, this is only your backup character.
Yeah, and honestly, I find that the best places aren't necessarily in the water, but if I have to navigate slopes and height changes,
Mm-hmm.
you could say that the athletics check for surfing, if I say that's what I'm doing, can negate the difficult terrain of height changes.
From going downwards.
From going downwards, yes.
Yeah. You can't surf uphill.
No.
Unless a friendly giant kind of gives you a push.
I'm now thinking of no. I wouldn't want to make Blade disappointed in me, because what did he say? Someone's always trying to skate uphill.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. I figured out a way to do it though.
Yeah.
Because rubber exists,
Mm-hmm.
and so rubber bands kind of exist.
Yeah.
We can, set up like a slingshot.
Slingshot.
You got pull that back in the rubber band and just shoot you right up that hill,
See,
and then overshoot the hill.
So set us up into a ballista.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I still wouldn't do that, because I value my characters enough to pull that type of nonsense.
Right.
Yeah. Either that or maybe a side slinger. Maybe the side slingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Okay. So, what do we have after this? We've got our main topic, which is community outreach.
Yes, community outreach in mass in person. Or,
Yes.
In other words, not just a table.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for one-on-one gaming. We're not talking 1-on-6 gaming. but doing how we do our community outreach in either the panel
Yeah.
/ classroom setting or the gaming and conventions and things like that. And we'll talk about those when we start that.
Okay, so that will give us a good explanation as to what we're talking about in our name topic, which is going to be in the next section.
Yes.
Okay.
After these messages,
we'll be right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We're going into our main topic, which is community outreach.
Yes, and this time, instead of like the last time, which was intimate and in person, we're talking about mass in person. Basically, a bigger audience.
Mm-hmm. So, like community centers, convention play, that type of thing.
Right. So we're going from even the intimate, which can be done in a community center or can be done in a store. We're now talking about running multiple tables.
Mm-hmm.
So at a community center, running 3 to 5 tables, etc.
Yeah.
We're also talking about things like panels, classes, other appearances. Say your audience is the radio or the podcast here. That would be a mass. But those aren't in person.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing a symposium, a panel, what are those things called? Where it's kind of like a convention, but it's for professional purposes. I think those are still called conventions.
I think they're still called conventions.
Yeah. So we have different types of panel classes and other appearances.
Mm-hmm.
One is leisure and entertainment.
Yeah.
The other one is education and therapy. Or, the panel would be on playing the game, having fun with the game, or how to run a game for professional reasons, education, entertainment, therapy, or running a business, doing role-playing games. Those are the kind of things that we do.
Yeah. Now, that's something that I, as many years as I've worked with RPG research, I haven't really experienced that all that much. I think most was I've helped with, for example, Tolkienmoot, and been a part of that.
Yeah, that was running an entire convention.
Yeah.
I started running D&D Adventures League. Now, that was my first role-playing at conventions or anything like that.
I would hope so. I would hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as my first running a group of games, Dungeons & Dragons Adventure League. I was the Dungeons & Dragons Adventure League local area coordinator for the Spokane and it was Eastern Washington and Western Idaho. And I would go to conventions and say, hey, I want to run Adventures League at your convention, and I can provide this many tables of dungeon masters and games, and that was the kind of thing I did. In 2015, when I first formally met Hawk, I was supposed to be running Adventures League at WorldCon. And that was, WorldCon 2015, also known as Sasquan, or the Spokane WorldCon. And I got called up a month before the actual show and said, hey, the guy who's supposed to run the game room has stepped out. Would you like to run it? And I was an idiot and said yes. But it was successful.
Okay.
It really was. Did not get a little sleep. So that is mass in person. I'm running an entire game room. So I went. You get from running a table to running multiple tables, and that includes epics.
So, because you have experience being a player, a game master, and coordinating an entire convention, I am assuming that there are significant differences between being a game master and running a convention.
Yes. It's all, really it's all a different aspect of the order of magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
When I am running a game,
Yeah.
I need to prep the game.
Yeah.
Maps, minis, props, prep reading, so I know the module. When I did professional, at convention games, especially for RPGA,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing the Dungeons and Dragons Open, which was the world's largest D&D convention held at Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
This competition, you would win prizes. Our grand prize for winning the Open was to get the module.
Okay.
You not only got the module, but you got all of the full-scale maps we were using,
Nice.
all of the miniatures we were using, everything that you needed to run that tournament was given to you.
Uh-huh.
Now, you weren't given enough for multiple tables, but you were given enough for you to personally run.
Yeah.
And these maps were at the time running $100 a piece if you were to print them yourselves.
Yeah.
Because we're talking full scale and laminated.
Nice.
And you'd get 6 maps.
Okay. So that's easily about $600 worth of material from just the maps.
Just the maps. And then you have another 400 or more from the miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
And, the actual module itself.
So it was worthwhile to win.
It definitely was.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was worthwhile to be a judge, too, because I got to bring home maps and some minis.
Okay.
Because there was not enough maps. The players, only one table would get everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was still maps and stuff left over, so those went to GMs.
Okay. Now, in terms of coordinating the conventions, are there any things that, especially on your first one, are there any considerations that came up that you weren't anticipating?
Well, first of all, before I answer that, I want to explain that part of my prep was basically memorizing and working with a group of specific tactics we would use, creating initiative cards so we can... initiative cards was one of the first, other than writing it down, methods of doing initiative. So I would read the module multiple times. The first time was just to read it to understand the concept of the module.
Yeah.
The second one, I'm going through and I am getting all the spells so I can know the spells that each monster has. I know the stats of each monster. And I also read it again for tactics.
Okay.
To figure that. So those were the details of prepping for one table. Then I'm going to prep for multiple tables.
Yeah.
Or multiple different games. So, you had multiple different role-playing games. You had multiple tabletop games. And that was a lot of prepping the space. I have to literally draw a map of the game room. And where each table is going to be, where the headquarters is going to be, and the lending library, which was usually with the headquarters of board games and things like that. And then you have to set aside time slots. I usually went with like 3 time slots per day. That's 12 hours of gaming.
Okay. So 4 hours each.
Yes.
With I'm guessing half an hour between.
Yes.
So you'd get, effectively everyone would get about 3.5 hours worth of gaming.
Correct.
Okay.
Because you also had to do the introduction and the follow-up part where you gather feedback and you clean up, and then you have a half an hour break before the next session, or an hour depending on what our parameters were for it, and how long we were running things. Like, we would do half an hour if it wasn't a lunch break, but an hour for the lunch break.
Okay, so it sounded like you were trying to shoot for giving everyone at least 3 hours each in these 3 segments of gaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 3.5. And some segments could be divided into smaller groups. For example, board games can be played in only 1 hour.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours. So we would do a board game block and divide that into smaller segments, usually without breaks between them, because if you're doing the board game slot, you're not trying to get from one area to another. You're already there.
Yeah.
And if you start a board game slot, you're not going to move to a 4-hour RPG slot until the next slot, because otherwise you'd be coming in the middle of a game, depending on which games they were. Okay, then you have to coordinate your volunteers. You have to get enough volunteers to run each table.
Yeah.
And you have to have volunteers to run the headquarters. And there needs to be somebody at every slot there.
Yeah.
And then you had to deal with a reward system for all these volunteers. The more you volunteered, the better gifts you could get, or you can get a discount or have your entire game table, or no, your ticket for being there can get reduced by volunteer hours, or even get it for free. Some sites didn't like that. WorldCon and SpokeCon wanted you to pay for your table, pay to play, even if you were running something. Now, WorldCon though would reimburse you if that particular convention made a profit. Then you would be reimbursed and that includes any expenses you made. You can submit it after then. So I got my $300 ticket reimbursed at WorldCon. I got the things that I wanted for the gaming that I spent my own money on.
Yeah.
Reimbursed. Then there was enough left over that they gave me like a $200 check above and beyond everything else.
Okay.
But like SpokeCon was everybody pays.
Yeah.
Even the staff pays, and reimbursements are not a thing. But what they didn't understand was that in the gaming community, the people who run games at every convention, they don't expect to be a paying for work employee.
Yeah, a lot of because there's so much work in game mastering, you kind of see yourself as, well, I'm an employee here. Right. I shouldn't have to pay to work.
And they expect the normal thing is that all the volunteers pay to be there. And starting in around 2015, I think it was, an old law was starting to be reinforced.
Which was?
That for-profit organizations can't use unpaid volunteers. So now, when I first was working at Gen Con, my payment was my room and board and my ticket. But I had I had to do a significant number of hours. I had to do like
Yeah.
12 hours to get a room and my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, our full-time GMs like me might get food vouchers or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was working for my ticket and my room, and I thought that was reimbursement enough.
Mm-hmm.
The Magic judges, the Magic the Gathering card game,
Yeah.
didn't feel that was enough.
Okay.
And so they raised the stink, did a little mini, what was that? A mini coup or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
A mutiny?
Mutiny or
Protest?
picket.
Strike?
Strike. They
Yes.
went on strike, kind of. And so they said, fine. We won't use volunteers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which means higher standards to get in.
Yeah.
Which means you got to get paid. Everybody gets, and then they realized, it was actually illegal all this time
It was illegal.
to use unpaid volunteers for these for-profit conventions. Spokon is a non-profit convention.
Yeah.
But they actually go the extra step of, you pay us, you pay a regular fee to be at the convention, but you also work for us.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the people who wanted gamers were like, no, I'm not paying you for the privilege of working for you.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that sounds like a weird dynamic. I would feel like if I'm presenting a convention, and I need people to help produce the things that will draw customers in to the convention, I want to give them as many. I want to give the people who are presenting it or helping me facilitate this as easy enough of a time to help me present stuff as possible. I would assume if you're a game master and you're doing game mastering for the gaming center for the convention, I'm going to treat you like an employee. No, you don't have a ticket. If you're working, you're here for free.
Right.
And if you're doing a full, say, 12 hours, I'll try and get you lunch.
Well, what we did at Spokon is they eventually allowed me to reimburse. They considered that part of my budget then.
Yeah.
Was to reimburse game masters who worked 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they didn't understand how the dynamic works and everything like that. So they were like, well, reimburse for 4 hours or whatever. And I'm like, no. I personally require anybody who wants to get a free ticket to work a full 12 hours or more.
Mm-hmm.
Also, almost every convention, including Gen Con,
Mm-hmm.
you signed up for it.
Yeah.
And if you didn't work the 12 hours you promised to work when they gave you that free ticket,
Mm-hmm.
welcome to never coming back.
Yeah, and I do want to point out that I feel like there's a difference between, for example, because I've gone to a number of conventions myself, there is a difference between, I'm for example, let's call it Artist Alley. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm presenting at Artist Alley, I know that the artists have to pay to get that slot, but the artists are making money. Hopefully,
Right.
they have the potential to make money while they're there.
That's the difference between the people that are working on putting on a show
Mm-hmm.
and the merchants and artists that are there to
Right.
make money. The people who got the most love from the convention at Spokon
Yeah.
were the presenters,
Mm-hmm.
the panelists.
Mm-hmm.
They had a special room just for them. The green room,
Yeah.
the game people,
Mm-hmm.
including the guy running the game department, didn't have access to that
Yeah.
unless I was also doing panels.
Mm.
So the panelists got the love,
Mm-hmm.
but so on a scale of Gen Con,
Mm-hmm.
you can before
Mm-hmm.
you can get just your room and board, or not even board, room and ticket,
Yeah.
and you're responsible for feeding yourself. To Worldcon, you're going to pay your whole way.
Mm-hmm.
Even as the game room, the head of gaming,
Yeah.
I had to pay my whole way. Fortunately, it was in Spokane.
Yeah.
I mean, it was here in Spokane.
Yeah.
And I would get reimbursed if they made profit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Worldcon ever has not made profit.
Mm.
It's the largest science fiction convention in the world,
Yeah.
and they're responsible for the Hugo Awards, which is the biggest reward for science fiction
Yeah.
available.
Yeah.
So then we got to the Spokane, where they, unless you're a panelist,
Mm-hmm.
you're expected to pay. It didn't matter what section you were working in, you're just expected to pay to be there and volunteer.
Okay.
But let's get off that part
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. This is that could be a deep dive on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, after you've gotten the slots, you've designed the room,
Mm-hmm.
you've set up lending libraries, you got your little headquarters there that's running things, having people come there, check in, check out. You have to do load in and load out.
Yeah.
You literally physically set up the room and all that stuff. But let's talk a little bit more about panels and classes.
So before we go to panels and classes, I just wanted to sum up in my mind what if you're, for example, running a convention, as the
Now, am I running the entire convention?
just the gaming area.
Right.
Any plans and preparations that you're having is in consideration of trying to make the job of the game masters who are running the individual tables as easy as possible, and making
Right.
sure that the infrastructure is there to do that.
Right. So we want to make sure that they have what they need to run the table.
Right.
Now, most people bring their own stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I will have a printer there
Yeah.
if you need to print out things. Had some people at one things, demand a big, large printing of something that, no,
No.
that's a you thing.
Yeah. I'm not printing the maps for you. That is a bit unreasonable. No. Go to Kinko's, go to FedEx, go to Staples, wherever. Get that printed before you come in.
Well, and but if it was something like Adventures League, I was running, personally, I was in charge of Adventure League, I would print the maps.
Yeah. But, as opposed to, like, okay, someone came in and I need to print up a character sheet. That I feel is a bit more reasonable.
Right. I also, it was the kinds of things the headquarters had. We had a computer, so we can go on the internet.
Mhm.
We can print things that are needed for the game.
Yeah.
We had a checkout system for the games for loan.
Mm-hmm.
We had pencils and signage,
Yeah.
everything from sign up for a game
Mhm.
to no balloons in this room.
Right. So the way I think about it is, if a player came in, or a game master came in and was ready to play, and they had to think about, do I need this that isn't, oh, I'm responsible for this? All the things that they're not thinking about, but they need, for example, extra pencils, extra paper and whatnot.
Extra
That's
dice
on-
even.
Yeah, that's on you. That was on you.
Well, I do expect my dungeon masters or game masters, depending, if you're running you want to run a board game slot,
Mhm.
I expect you to bring the board game.
Yeah.
If you're running a tabletop RPG, I expect you to bring the module,
Mm-hmm.
pre-generated characters,
Mm-hmm.
or character sheets if you're going to be doing that, but you don't really have time to do anything but pre-generated characters.
Yeah.
Even Adventures League, you need to, I'm going to play a game in this time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take slot 2 and play the game. Well, in slot 1, you need to be going to the table we have set up for character creation
Yeah.
and making your character or getting a pre-generated character,
Mm-hmm.
because once it's time for the slot, you need to be ready to sit down and play.
Right. So yeah, I feel like it's a lot of just being considerate of the entire gaming experience for
Right.
multiple tables. Because I also know that, and this is something that we haven't really touched on, is well, what if accessibility options? Are the tables spaced enough for example, a wheelchair to come in?
Right.
Yeah.
So, we're still sticking with things. Accessibility is one of the big things that we have to deal with. There is site accessibility.
Yeah.
Can I get a wheelchair in there? Are there pinch points?
Yeah.
Is the sound levels as controlled as I can?
Yeah.
I had to work with a person who was doing a group video game that was piloting a starship, like Star Trek.
Yeah.
So you had the captain, the pilot, the weapons, the science officer.
So they had different what's the word? Stations.
Yeah, different stations. They all had their own computers, and they were simulating working together as a team. It was basically the Star Trek bridge, communications officers and all that kind of stuff. But it was loud.
Yeah.
And so, we had to regulate their volume. We had to try to protect their light.
Yeah.
How much sound is coming into them. We finally came up to the thing and says, you know what? We need a separate room for these guys.
Yeah.
Which is not always possible.
Yeah.
Usually for my game rooms, I was only allowed my one big room and no other separate rooms, depending on whatever convention I was working with.
Yeah.
The Worldcon, I did have a couple private rooms for games, especially horror games.
Oh yeah, because people can have emotional outbursts in horror games because they're scared, and you can't just say like, "Oh, you're going to be scared and you may scream, but keep it down."
Yeah. Well, the other thing is these private rooms allowed for more adult content. And which also includes the accessibility and safety tools for individual games.
Right.
One, posting in the advertisement for the game of the table, trigger warnings, genres. You don't need to be sticking down there for Morkborg or Laminations of the Flame Princess,
yeah.
And it's only labeled as fantasy.
That, and I figured that you'd probably want someone at the front door making sure that people who shouldn't be there don't get in.
Well, that's easy. The game master is responsible for collecting tickets.
Ah, okay.
Or, checking off the checklist of people that were signed up for it. Because if you're not,
you don't get in.
Yeah. Now, if you just want to be in the audience, that's a judgment call. But again, you shouldn't be letting no 7-year-old come in to watch Laminations of the Flame Princess being played.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, for 7-year-olds, there are certain games where like, no, just certain subject matter. I need a waiver from your parents, and your parents need to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had 13-year-olds playing Cards Against Humanity. And I went up to their famous parents.
Yeah.
Who are there to hawk their wares and run panels and other special things. And I says, you're 13-year-olds wanting to play Cards Against Humanity, and they were like, oh, he loves that game. No problem then.
Yeah.
If the parent doesn't have a problem with it, I don't have a problem with it.
But I also feel like, Cards Against Humanity, because I happen to love Cards Against Humanity, but depending on the audience is how mature it's going to be. I could be in some groups where like, yeah, we're playing Cards Against Humanity, and it doesn't get much more than PG-13.
Right.
And I've had some where it's like, yeah, this is... Some people are going to be leaving triggered.
Right. I think a game that you would enjoy would be Cards Against Disney.
No, I wouldn't, because all that's going to do is
trigger you.
It's going to trigger me. It's going to be one entire session of me complaining about Disney.
So, also, safety tools at the game.
Right.
Depending on the games, I'm not going to have people try to enforce safety rules for snakes and ladders, or slides and ladders.
Yeah.
Chutes and ladders.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all legitimate names for the same game.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I'm going to have private rooms for games that are going to be like Bluebird's Bride.
Mm-hmm.
Things where mature content is normal, if I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be table placement.
Yeah.
Where am I going to place them where they're going to be the least amount of an issue? And there's obviously codes of conduct that you have to publish.
Yeah.
And some conventions or some convention assets, if you want their assistance, you have to send them a copy of your code of conduct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, before I derailed you on this, there was another area that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, panels, classes,
Mm-hmm.
and other types of appearances where we are running, where I'm giving a class on how to run a role-playing game.
Yeah.
Or I'm giving we're on a panel where we're going to discuss genres, or we're going to discuss any topic that you might see at a convention.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between a panel where you have a moderator. If you're doing panels, you need a moderator.
Yeah.
To keep everybody in line and keep things from getting too heated. And I've been on panels that cover everything from race and safety to panels that are talking about the proper way to wear Japanese shoes.
On your feet.
Well, this one a little more detailed because of the different types of Japanese shoes, including a class on how to make the little rope shoes.
Okay.
You actually literally braid these shoes. And, see, I'm about to go into it, but I'm not going to.
Don't.
I don't want to get into...
Trust me, I saw derail for myself as well. No.
Yeah.
Let's get this moving.
Right, exactly. But there was also the classroom or symposium thing where I'm teaching how to use role-playing games in a therapeutic setting.
Yeah.
Or how to market yourself as a professional game master.
See, I need some experience with that one.
Right. And we're definitely going to discuss that stuff, especially in our training we do through RPG research. One of the first things that you need to take into consideration when you're giving these kind of panels or classes is know your audience.
Yeah.
We got into the habit, after we first started doing this, of asking people, what are you looking for? What are you expecting to get out of this panel?
Yeah.
Because,
why are you here?
Well, yeah. There are people who come and they just want to hear stories.
Yeah.
Or they have questions about certain topics. There's other people who come there, they want the numbers.
Yeah.
We're RPG research. We want to hear about the research and the numbers and conclusions and what the future looks like, that kind of stuff. There's other people who want the touchy-feely stories of how we ran a live-action role-playing game for people in wheelchairs and trachs, and nobody got hurt.
Yes. So that really gets into knowing the crowd.
Yeah, and the best way to know the crowd is when they all show up and just before you start is to ask them, who came here for feel-good stories and who came here for hard numbers?
Yeah.
Who's here, what are you trying to get out of this particular panel so we can tailor it for them?
So what you're saying is it isn't a good idea for someone to, as people come in, to shake them down and say, why are you here? Why are you here?
No. Be gentle. Be gentle.
So, okay, so,
but we have...
Why are you here?
Why have we made the error of we're doing tours and talking about RPG research, and Hawk's giving the fluff and the feel-good stories, and at the end of the thing, after Terrence says, but this is RPG research. What are the numbers? And Hawk's like,
yeah, fine.
You are the one rare group that came for the science, but I didn't ask you that you came for the science.
Yeah.
So I missed that opportunity.
And Hawk's one of the better people to do that because he's got a lot of that right off the top of his head.
Right. He's great for doing it, but he has to know that that was what the audience wanted.
Although he has been in positions where he went with the science and numbers things, and was he even admitted he was in basically lecture mode with the science, and now needed to be more soft and gentle with the concepts.
Right, yeah. And that's right there with that's having a dialogue, and not just a straight lecture.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a straight lecture, you better advertise exactly what they can expect out of this lecture.
Yeah. So that really, I want to say at this point, especially with the symposiums and lectures and whatnot, really know who the audience is.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're doing an audience for your casual convention goers for fan conventions, you may be going a little more towards the stories.
Yeah.
And game advice. Like one of the most shocking pieces of advice that I gave somebody on game mastering is to realize that the dungeon master does lie.
No, we don't.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, I don't
lie. A lie by admission is still a lie.
I don't lie. I present alternative facts.
Yeah. So the other thing is whether or not you're going to go by a script.
Yeah.
Or going to by freeform. And either way, even if you're going by a script, you better have just bullet point scripts.
Yeah. Understand what things you want to hit.
Right. Because I've literally been at a convention where I'm doing this, and I've got my script right here, and I'm checking it constantly. It really looks unprofessional.
It does.
So I may, if I glance down at once, see a bullet point. If I look at the slide behind me and see a bullet point, I should be able to talk about that bullet point without referring to the script. Now, admittedly, knowing the numbers, the best thing you to do is to put it on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that I don't have to memorize those numbers. Yes, I can tell you when Little Wars was published. I can tell you when the development of Dungeons and Dragons began, when Gen Con first put out. But can I tell you the numbers of the Coyotes? No, not Coyote. Cato study on autistic people and what the numbers were for each thing. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that on the slide.
That, and you generally want to make sure that information, this is with all stuff like this, make sure the information's up to date and correct.
Exactly.
As best as possible.
Right. Look at the latest reports. Look at those things. So one of my pieces of advice is, if you don't know your numbers, have it presented on a slide, but try to know your numbers as well as you can.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, and this is important for games as well as the panels or classes and things like that, feedback.
Yeah.
You need to gather feedback at the end of the thing, whether that's a form they can take out, fill out, and return later, or just a verbal, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointed are you?
On a scale of match to bonfire, well, how much was a train? How much of a train wreck was this?
Yeah.
So, and I know that, like for me, I know that remembering numbers, remembering dates, and a lot of that specific minute stuff isn't necessarily. It's not my strong point. It never has been. But I know a lot of the facts. I know a lot of the implementations, and sometimes you need to have, understanding what you're weak at, and have supplements to help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to know that the primary person who did the research on flow state was Mihai Csikszentmihalyi.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, because I can say like Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. I had to practice that. I'm happy that I practiced that, because if I say that guy, whatever his name was, that sounds very, very unprofessional, especially in a professional setting.
Well, I think what's just even worse than that guy is the Hungarian professor whose name I will not even attempt to pronounce, or worse, I will attempt to pronounce it without having any idea how. So I say, Mihatic.
At that point, accept that, okay, there's a Hungarian professor. This is his name.
Are you sure he's
I'm
Hungarian
horrible at
or
pronouncing it?
Yeah. Is he a Hungarian or Klingon?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So,
sorry for over speaking on you.
Oh no, it's okay. We're still working on that. But yeah, I know that because I've done some public speaking before. What I prefer is having index cards that I tend to keep in my back pocket and I do bullet points because I can work off the fly. But I need to know where are my tracks?
Where are my borders?
Yeah, when am I going off the rails, and if I'm off the rails, how do I get back? And those are my bullet points.
Also, another thing, panels are more freeform. You just need to know you could have your index cards there if you are planning on stating specific numerical facts.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff, but you have to go with the flow. What are the questions are being asked? How do you respond to people? You can't you can rehearse that in some way, like debate rehearsals.
Yeah.
When you're doing a class or other presentation,
yeah,
you need to rehearse your speech. You can't just write it and then hope to do it. You have to actually spend time in the mirror.
Yeah.
Rehearsing your speeches and things, and then gain that feedback from the people you're practicing with, and then the people in the actual show get their feedback, so the next time you can do better.
Yeah, and this is something that I've learned because I've gone and taught people before, and I know when I'm watching a teacher whether or not that teacher actually knows their stuff, because they can adapt like that to anything.
Right.
Whereas if they just know what they were taught and they're rehearsing, and they get a question out of left field, you see them fumble. And that's one of the reasons why I've always, I'm very much into the philosophy of certain things. I need to know what I'm talking about on a personal level.
Well, one of the things that I have seen at one of these panels, not a panel, it was a presentation.
Yeah.
That some of our people were giving. And one person was not as prepared as she should have been.
Yeah.
And the other person was like literally admitted, I don't really know this stuff.
Oh yeah, I hate it when that happens.
And that
comes off as just like, well, why are we here?
Yeah. Oh. This was for a Gen Con.
I was there for that.
Yeah. And we lost our privileges to do panels and presentations because of that. Now,
Yeah.
we were allowed to continue running games, but we weren't allowed because we had lost all respect,
Yeah.
all credibility.
Hopefully one day we can get back to that, but we're working on that. Okay, so after this we have traps and riddles,
Yes.
and then we have unboxing.
Yep, and we have a big unboxing.
Yes, it is giant.
Literally.
Yes. So, after these messages, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We're going into traps and riddles.
Yes, as usual, our traps and riddles are based on Challenge of Champions. This case, it's Challenge of Champions 4 by Jonathan M. Richards. Artwork by Kyle Hunter, and cartographer was Kyle Hunter. Dungeons Magazine, March/April 2002, issue number 91, volume 16, number 1. And if you don't know what a magazine is, ask your parents. This scenario is number 5, and it's called Elf Hive.
Elf Hive. Okay. Now, I have my characters.
You have your characters,
Yes.
but let me go over the rules real fast.
Yes.
Each Challenge of Champions is a series of 10 scenarios designed to test the leadership, adaptability, and cohesion of the adventuring group. The scenarios are equal to difficulty for everyone, regardless of level. The rules are as follows. Team members must wear regular clothing only. Any weapons, armor, gear, or magic items need to be for the scenario will be provided. Spellcasters can have no spells memorized or prepared. All spells used in the contest area are through rings of spell storing, etc., as this allows all spells to be cast for the same level and negates any advantage higher level casters have over lower level ones. Familiars or magical companions are not allowed into the contest. New rule, a hint can be given for half points. The team has 15 minutes to accomplish each scenario. Any game rulings needed will be used the core 2024 Dungeons & Dragons rule set. Tell us about your characters.
Yes. So, we have I have 4 characters. The first one is Michael Wild Dog Sirleon, who I believe, if I can see this properly, is this character right here. He is a champion fighter, and all characters are 4th level for rules purposes.
Yes.
After that, we have Joannie the Firehearted Nyzanthar. She is an evoker wizard, and yeah, that would be her. After Joannie, we have Geraldine Golden Dawn, a half-elf, although we're using the rules for elf, life cleric of Procan, the Greyhawk god of the sea, weather, and navigation. And that is Geraldine. And last but not least, we have Scotty Quickflash. He's a thief in a local guild. And this would be Scotty Quickflash. So, let me know what I'm going up against this time. I know last time I failed spectacularly.
Right. Well, this time I don't suspect that you'll fail at all, but it is not going to be easy.
Okay.
Tired of climbing up and down yet? Asks Justin, the gruff guild fighter, procuring the next scenario. Well, you'll like the next scenario then, because it's all on the same level. No climbing involved. Here, gather around, I'll tell you what's up. Justin leads you around the corner to the starting area of the 5th scenario. Ahead of you is a narrow passageway with a floor constructed of hex-shaped stones. At the far end stands 2 statues of peculiar hybrid creatures with the eyes, wings, and bodies of bees, and the upper torso and the head of elves. Each statue holds a drawn bow aimed in your direction. Screwy looking things, huh? Remarks Justin. Well, they're the guardians of this here elf hive, and they'll kill you if you step out of line. Here's the deal. This section of corridor is filled with magical traps, see? Then tiles are all pressure sensitive. So the guardian thingies can tell where everybody is. Only one person on a hex. That's the rule. Break the rule and you're dead. Also, some of them tiles have gotten bee elf larvae growing under them. And the guardians don't like it when you step on a grub. So step on a grub hex and you're dead. Fortunately, all of them hexes detect as magical. If you step on a safe hex, a number will appear in the middle of the hex.
Mm-hmm.
That shows how many grubs lurk under hexes next to the one you're standing on. Remember now, there's only one grub under each of them grub hexes. So if a 2 pops up on a hex, it means 2 of the hexes touching that one grub under them. Got it?
Got it.
Right then. To make it easy on you, all of the first hexes are safe to stand on. I'll tell you that much. Oh yeah, one final thing. 4 of the hexes have magical keys on them. You can't see them because they're invisible right now, but each key will appear when you stand on the hex it rests on. You each have to get your own key, because each needs to be holding a key to pass by the statues at the end of the hive. You got that?
Oh, I got this.
Let's go.
Okay, so I can already tell this is effectively a hexagonal version of Minesweeper, and I have a lot of
Yes.
experience with Minesweeper.
That means there are 6 adjacent
Yeah,
spaces as opposed to 4.
4. Yeah. And I'm not just trying to avoid grubs, mines, I'm also trying to find keys.
Yes.
And you told me that, just to clarify, every single one of these are safe.
The first row is safe.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do for the plaything, just to make it real quick.
Yeah.
Flip the hex over as you're stepping on it.
Okay. So, I'm going to start with, and honestly, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, down the line.
Okay.
And I assume they have to go, to one that they're connected to.
Right. Once you step on a hex, then you may only move to the next hex.
Okay. So, we'll start
Unless
here.
you are hoppy. If you're feeling like
Froggy. Yeah. So, that is 1.
Okay, so of those 3 hexes, 1 is a grub.
No. I was just told all of these are safe, which means that one right here has a grub. I know that.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's get yourself across.
So,
Move 1 character at a time.
yeah. So that's 1.
Okay.
Next, we're going to stand here.
Okay.
That is 1.
Go ahead and tell us the name of each character as you're moving it.
Oh, okay. So this is Scotty Quickflash.
Yeah, or you can say just their class. But
Geraldine.
right now it's Scotty, Geraldine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I can tell because I've played Minesweeper. If there's 1 here, and I know that this one's safe and that one is safe, it means absolutely this one is has a grub in it.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this one, I know that these 2 are safe.
Okay.
So, Geraldine Golden Dawn, my cleric,
Do we
is
need
going
to
to
write
step
the
here.
names on the bottom?
I didn't. I had to take a look at her. Is going to step here. And that's a 1.
Hey.
Okay, now I know it's not this one. So she's actually going to move to this one.
Not her turn.
Ah. So, my fighter is going to step here. I know that it is safe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 1.
Okay. Now, doesn't matter which one, but just,
Yes. Okay, everyone's on a... I know that this one is unsafe. So... my wizard is going to step forward.
All right. Do so.
Actually, just to make sure, I'm going to have Scotty Quickflash go from here to here to here to here to here to open all of those up.
All right. So go ahead and move all of the ones that you do
Yeah.
for the
Because I know that all of these are safe. You told me, but I need to. I would like to have that information. Ah, there's a 2, and there's a 2. Okay.
So put them all the way back to the end line.
Yes. Now I can tell from this 2, the only 2 that are connected to it are these. These are unsafe.
By the way, now that you have everybody on the board, you can concentrate on just one person. But each person must cross the line and must have a key.
Okay. So, going to move this one over here so that I have. Ooh, a 0. Wonderful. So, 0 can tell me that these 2 are now safe. So, I'm going to go 1, 2.
Okay.
Come on. And
I thought this would be more fun to actually make the grid rather than you just, you sit there and I tell you what they are.
That one is that. So, she is going to move here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this, with that being a 2, I know that these 2 are have a grub in it.
Okay.
I'm assuming that there was no way for me to actually mark them.
No.
No? Okay. Not a problem.
You weren't given any equipment this time.
Yeah, so with that being a 2, 1, 2, these 2 are safe, so 1, 2. Come on. That's a 2. And that's a 3. Okay. With that being a 3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to take me a little bit to figure that one out. But that's 1. So, this is safe and that is safe. Because there's a 1 there. 1, 2. Moving from here to there.
Okay. I used to love playing Minesweeper. But those nice simple games aren't on your computers anymore as part of the package.
Which is a shame. So that's 1. Okay, so let's see here. It's 2 here. I know that those 2. 1, 2. Those 2. It's going to move back over here because that one's bad. That one's bad. These 3 are all have grubs.
Okay.
That one has a grub, so that one should be safe. Yeah. 2. 1.
Kind of like watching you play chess with yourself.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, but you have to pick up the pace.
Yeah, Oh, how much longer do I have?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay. Jeez. Okay. It's 1. 1. It has to be that one. So that one is safe. 2. Up 1. So That one should be safe. Three. Like I know, I feel like I can solve this. I just don't have enough time. So, at 2. 2, 1, 2. This one is safe. 2, 1. Any of those. 1, 2, 3. All those 2 are done. So we're gonna move here. 1, 2. This one is safe. That one should be safe.
That's
Okay. Moving to the 1. With that one being bad, 1, 2, 3 should be safe.
yeah. Try to do them in the order that you're walking.
4. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those are bad.
Which one are you standing on now, though?
The 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So all of those are bad. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. These 2 are bad. That one is safe. I'm just gonna move over here.
You know, I'm
1, 2, 3, 4.
beginning to wonder if this is like the maze one, where it's literally physically impossible to finish in 15 minutes.
I suspect that too. I suspect that too.
Keep going.
Okay.
You still have 4 minutes. 4:20 actually.
Yeah, and I'm not even halfway through. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all bad. Could be one of those 2. Back over here. 2, 1, 2. There's too many there. There's 1, which means it is that one.
You can step back on places you've already stepped on.
Oh, I know. So what I'm going to do is, with the ones that are safe, anytime they're going to move to a safe spot and then explore around and then come back to the starting line. That way I have an easier way to see everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't know. 1, 2. Are those 2? Those 2 are bad. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these are bad. These 2 are bad. So Scotty is moving over to this one. And 2, 1, 2 are bad. So checking this one, and that one.
In that order?
Yes.
Okay.
1. 1. And 1. There's 2.
Yeah, I used to be I would say very good at Minesweeper, and I could do it really fast, but that's just click, 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 and it happens. Also, again, there are the extra 2 square hexes does make it more difficult.
Yeah, for me it does make it slightly more difficult, but for me it's there's 2 major limitations.
Mm-hmm.
1, I can't, for example, jump to this and check it. I have
You
to.
can jump.
Oh no, I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's super dangerous to jump.
It's super dangerous, and it doesn't give me the information that I need. So there's that, and actually flipping them over has been slowing me down. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 are all bad. 2 is these two. 1 includes that one. That one is safe.
Also, I wonder if this would be any faster having 4 players.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Let's see here. One is going to be that one, so that and that are safe. This is one where, had I known, I would probably try and program this as a game. But
that would be nice. In fact, you could actually make money off that. Because nobody else that I'm aware of has
hexagonal minesweeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't just say, like, based off of my performance, let's extrapolate, because that's not how minesweeper works. You can mistake something.
Also, the patterns change every time you run it.
Yeah. So, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. These two. This one is safe. Key. We have a key.
Right. So who's on it?
It would have been Scotty. Yeah, I think this is like the maze, where just the logistics. Like, I had a solution. I was working the solution. I knew what I was doing. It's just the process was too long.
Right. Now, theoretically speaking, human beings jumping from square to square would move faster.
Yes.
But
it's also part of it. A lot of it is also the analysis. Because I'm checking my spatial awareness and like, okay, I know this one's wrong, I know this one's wrong, and I didn't have a way to mark without stepping.
Yeah.
If I knew to mark, because in Minesweeper, I will use
the
flags. I didn't have a flag.
So I'm going to give you half points.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, so you get 20 points for this one.
And I found a key, so yay!
Yeah. Because you found a key, and because you got about halfway through, and the fact that I don't think this is solvable
in time, and I showed a competency with the mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know they probably play tested, but I don't know who could solve this in 15 minutes.
Right.
With the physical aspect of moving the miniatures and flipping the tiles.
Honestly, considering that it's Dungeon Magazine, I don't know if they playtested this. It was probably like, this is a great idea, and they worked through it, but they may not have playtested it.
Right, to see how fast they can actually do it in. And this was 2002.
Yeah.
And it was 20 plus years ago.
Yeah, and the idea of a hexagonal minesweeper, that's great. If this was a digital game, where it had the flags and whatnot, yeah, I probably could get through this in 15 minutes. But I'm not in a digital format now.
Yeah. Now and maybe sometime in the future, I think we should do a digital version of this that also repopulates, because I like to play this.
I think this would be fun.
This is the solution.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and present this.
Yep.
That's the solution.
Right. And if it could have been solved in time, I think you would have done it.
Yeah, I do too. I absolutely believe I would have solved this. Although I don't know what the importance of the 2 guardians are. It could have been 1 guardian, and as they said, but it's kind of like when bombs exploding.
Yeah, there is no purpose to having 2. Whichever one's closest to you
is the one that shot me.
will shoot you, and you will be vaporized.
Yes.
But in reality, you're actually just turned invisible, made be mute, and then elevated up above the game board, to wait out the end.
Yeah, and I had basically 4 lives.
All right.
Yeah.
And yes, but if you only got 10 points for each life that made it across,
Right.
So to get the 40, you have to get everybody across.
And have keys for everyone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, that was...
This is actually, just a quick
Go
point
ahead.
out.
Yeah.
We were talking about tracking time.
Yes.
This is where the difference between in-game time and real time become different.
Yes.
Because how, it's just the game is supposed to be run in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also parts in the things, well, it's going to take you this long to do that. So I don't know how to translate how much time to give you and incorporate the time elements. If we're moving 30 feet each 6 seconds, and we run it that way and we just keep track of rounds, your physical time to do it, real time versus game time, would be significantly longer.
Yeah.
The characters solved it in 15 minutes. Heck, your characters probably will solve it in 5 minutes. If you...
For this, no, I would have given it a full 15. I think it's...
in-game time?
Yeah. If this was half, maybe 10 minutes. But, yeah, this is comprehensive enough that I'd give it 15 minutes at the very minimum.
Of in-game time.
In-game time.
Yeah, because real time, it's obviously can't be done in 15 minutes of real time.
Yeah, this sounds like okay, I have this interesting puzzle for the one player that, or the player, not the one player, the player that loves doing actual puzzles. This is what your character is doing for the game. They're off figuring this out while other people are trying to figure out other things, and the reward for them figuring this out is something significant to the story.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do this because it will take more time. Do we want to attempt in the future games tracking in-game time versus real time?
No, I think
takes too long.
I feel like that.
There's only a couple modules where that two encounters that we've had in this thing where in-game time versus real time was a significant barrier to solving it.
Right. But I also feel that for those two and any others that we may come across, the us going through and actually trying to track that is going to add an additional wrinkle that is going to make where we turn this section from a half an hour segment into an hour section just from that additional wrinkle of us tracking the conversion of real world to, yeah. It's a good idea. I don't think it'd be implemented well.
Well, another thing.
Or at least for
this
us.
was not expected to be played on an actual timer for a show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's that too.
Where you could role play. It takes us 3-4 hours to play 30 seconds of combat. So there is that. Let's move on though to our unboxing.
Welcome back to the RPG Talk Show. We are going into unboxing, and we have the Quest Kids Giant Adventures, and this is an absolutely massive box.
Okay. There is a Quest Kids role-playing game kind of thing. And it's meant to be tabletop.
Yes.
This is not a tabletop RPG.
This looks like its own table.
Well, more. Imagine turning your home into a fantastic dungeon with 37 giant tiles. Quest Kids Giant Adventure lets you and your kids step into the game, literally, hunting for treasure and battling silly bad guys in a unique, immersive world. Literally, your kids would stand on the individual tiles.
So these are not hexagonal, tiles with grubs underneath.
No, they're squares.
Okay, good.
With monsters underneath.
Oh no. So
and treasure.
Let's begin opening this.
And it's about $60.
Okay.
but this is been donated to us via the work I do at Uncle's in the Valley.
Okay.
And I thought, because we do younger kid games.
Yeah, we do.
This one is designed for 5 years and up, 2 to 4 player teams. It's only really 30 minutes.
Okay.
And it's a life-size dungeon crawler.
Nice. Now I know that sometimes it feels like we really only talk about some of the more mature stuff, and I can go to some pretty dark places, but I also pride myself on being able to put a lot of that mature stuff away and just have fun on a G level rating.
Yeah.
I love No Thank You Evil, and you know me, I love the Muppets.
Yeah.
I love
The Land of the Eam,
Eam.
which I did get a small thing. Well, we'll get to see that. That is Dungeons and Dragons meets the Muppets.
Yes.
There are other kids games and educational games that I'll be getting. In fact, our next Just Talking, I think, will be educational games.
Okay.
Because I found an article about...
Oh, and I have a lot of opinions on educational games.
Yeah, for example, one of the educational games is you're exploring the body of a dead god.
Oh,
and learning biology.
You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
That is I know that is going to bring up.
Is this a 2-man open?
No, it's not.
It's huge.
It is. This is massive. I'm trying to be. Come on. Okay, now it's a 2-man. There we go. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
It obviously comes with some pouches, and they're colorful.
One of the things we've learned through our research, our schooling, and actual use is that kids around the 5 years of age group have what we call wiggle bottom.
Yes.
And it literally takes them more cognitive energy to sit still than to move around.
Yeah. You kind of sometimes have to burn that energy out, and that I know that sounds cruel, but sometimes kids just need to play.
Right.
And that isn't just like, oh, well, sit down and you're going to play this game. Sometimes they need to jump up and move around.
Which is why some of our games, like our No Thank You Evil games, we like to incorporate physical action.
Yes.
So this is going to push right into that need to move around.
And I absolutely love that these are color-coded, and for the most part, it looks like these are different values, and this is an art term where I can talk about, for example, these are
2 different versions of yellow. We have a gold and a wheat.
Yeah, but if I turn this into black and white, you can tell the difference between these.
Right.
Because this is a different value than that. So, for the colorblind, that helps.
I also like, one of my weak points in art is color theory.
Oh, color theory is a nightmare to deal with sometimes. And these are the rules. Nice, simple rules. Hopefully it's not complicated. Oh, it's got pictures.
Yeah, remember, this is supposed to be able to... A parent reads these rules and explains it to their 5-year-old.
Yes.
So they can't be that complex.
Yeah, I'm not
because it's too hard for parents to explain things.
Yeah, and whereas I could go through all the rules and explain it right now, we're dealing with kid stuff. I want to see the toys. I want to see the toys. So that's what I want to see.
Oh, I can't wait till we do a Let's Play with this.
Oh, this would be fun.
Well, I'll actually have to grab some 5-year-olds to do it with.
5-year-olds?
5, 6.
I'm saying that I feel like we can do this with adults and all of us just have fun acting like 5-year-olds. Yeah. We've done it before.
Well, no, we've done it before, but...
it should be child tested, though.
Yeah, if we're going to test it, we need to have 2 groups, adults and kids.
So I feel like us learning the system, that's the adult group, and then we check, is this actually usable for children?
By the way, I look at the age recommendation groups. I let people who who are going to play, I've met younger kids who have more mature reading skills.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I go more not by their chronological age, but their maturity level and ability to comprehend and read.
Mm-hmm. So we've got some nice coins, and I'm going to avoid popping these out because for some
It's
of
going to
them
be hard enough to put it back.
Oh yeah, and in just getting these out, these all have already started popping out. But these are huge and colorful. I love them.
And what's on the other side? Little rules for when you pull a tile.
Yeah.
Just the opposite side of the coins.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the size of those coins.
Oh yeah. So this actually reminds me of in one of the playtests for Dungeons and Dragons 2024. They were playtesting the rules for Starry Wisps, and I remember the feedback that I gave, and I'm hoping that this will translate well because of how absolutely beautiful these are. Why I'm bringing this up.
Okay.
The one criticism that I had was Starry Wisp, as it was leveling up in power, the damage die increase. It went from like 1d8 to 2d8 and 3d8 and so on and so forth. And my argument was, Starry Wisp feels very Sailor Moon.
Right.
I don't want a bigger star. I want more stars.
Right.
I feel like I should they already have Eldritch Blast where you get multiple beams. Starry Wisp would just be a less powerful version of that, but I get to do Star Blast. Stars everywhere. I want to be able to have someone who is a huge fan of Sailor Moon and be able to just Starry Wisp. This is your bread and butter.
In accordance to Rule 0, the GM makes the rules, and my ruling has always been you can make cosmetic changes.
I see. That is actually that is not a cosmetic change. That is a mechanical change, because I get to roll multiple d20s to see if I hit, and all of any of those could crit.
Oh, because a lot of those things where you have multiple darts,
Yeah.
but you only roll once to hit.
Right. So it's a one and done. Oh, and these want to be popped out. I might as well just pop them out.
They're gonna pop anyways. They're put in there just enough to stay in if they're not touched.
Yeah, and you saw how easy these were to pop out. Okay.
Okay, and like these are mini tiles or little things on the back, hearts, health points, I assume.
Yeah, and this looks very much Sailor Moon, coated.
And
this is very pretty.
Is a treasure disc.
Oh yeah.
With a coin.
I love these props, and this looks like good quality cardboard as well. So, I'm gonna get through these real quick.
Now you start. You got to get them. Pop that bubble wrap.
Yes. So, as much as I love some of the grim dark stuff, it's called range. It's called range.
Or layers, even.
Well, I say range because I can go juvenile and innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And,
to nightmare fuel.
You've seen the nightmare fuel I can pull. But that doesn't mean that I'm limited to the nightmare fuel. Yeah, just because I'm bringing Muppets doesn't mean that I'm doing Muppets Cthulhu. Although, you know what? Muppets Cthulhu could be interesting.
Oh, I've seen some adult Muppet things.
Well, I'm not talking about adult Muppet things. I'm talking about the Muppets do Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And the Muppets take on Cthulhu and the absurdity of all of that, because honestly, like Gonzo is an eldritch horror. But
right.
More on the eldritch and less the horror.
Well, we can find out what Beaker unleashed.
Well, not Beaker, Mr. Honeydew. Beaker's a victim, and we know that.
But, it will be Beaker physically unleashing it because of Mr. Honeydew's instructions.
Oh, yes. If Cthulhu is released by any of the Muppets, it would be Mr. Honeydew. Dr. Honeydew. So, these are all wonderful, but now I have to get these out of the way because we've got more. There's more here.
Yeah. Well, I think we're now getting into the actual
tiles.
Stand-on tiles.
Yes. So I need to get these out of the way. And it's a good thing that I pulled out those pouches.
And I don't know if this is how it works, but I think they're going to be put in the pouches.
Well,
Or they set on a table.
Just for us organizing after we do this, so you guys won't see us putting things in the pouches, because that's boring. Yeah, I'm just for organization, I'd keep it in the pouches. I'm trying to make sure that I don't break the pouches.
Okay, so that first thing, that's called the cave door tile.
Uh-huh.
Tolk's Cave. Then there are 36 giant dungeon tiles.
Yeah.
Then there are Kind Kid, 15 Kind Kid tokens, 15 health tokens.
Mm-hmm.
That was the heart and the things, Josh?
Yeah. We've got the Tolk Gem of Power. Need
2 axes.
2 axes and a 3-star.
Right. Those are the 3 Tolk Gem tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the 36 ability tokens. And the axe is part of the ability tokens.
Okay.
So you need that many axes and 1 gem token. Then there are 12 star tokens.
Yes, so I'm guessing that's these.
Yep, that's a star token. 20 treasure tokens and 1 treasure token bag.
Yeah.
4 player bags and 1 Kind Kid token bag.
Mm-hmm. So I thought on this because I'm thinking about how this is going to be played. We probably want to have it so that this is only ever indoors, and you play with your socks. Because if shoes go on this is going to get damaged really easily.
Right, and if you play it outdoors, why didn't you just throw it away?
Yeah.
Now, all the pictures I've seen of kids playing it, no socks. They're just all barefooted. But I think I would rather have socks.
Yeah, I would want socks as well. Although, they may slip on that, so I can understand the barefooted.
What I haven't seen is the backside. Yeah, that's what the tile looks like.
Uh-huh.
And then that's what's under the tile, and,
Yes.
and how to solve the thing that's underneath there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, I'm not sure, but it's so far looking like that each dungeon tile is got something under it. There's no blank tiles where you don't discover anything.
Yeah. By the way, this is something where I feel we probably need to get its own custom container, but I would want this for one of our kids. If this plays
this is for RPG research.
Oh yeah, but do you know how we have the kits?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to just trust the box to this.
Right.
Yeah.
And you need a special. It's heavy.
Yes, it is.
What does it weigh? 40 pounds or something?
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say 40 pounds, but oh no, I would have known it was 40 pounds, but maybe 10 to 15 pounds.
Whatever it is, it's definitely heavy. My crippled self needs help moving that thing around.
And I'm finding that because I'm trying to not break
It's
this
currently
box.
out of stock, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping other people could find this and buy it.
Yeah, this would be really great, especially if.
But TreasurefallGames.com currently has this as out of stock.
I feel like this would be great at like a community center, especially
Yes.
I know that we are no longer working with Spark Central, but no animosity there. I would love to see this at Spark Central.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Adventure's Children's First Dungeon Crawl is a board game where it's basically this, but small, tabletop size. Kids can't stand on it. And they have some expansions. I wish they had a expansion for the giant-sized one. I might get some of the Kids Quest smaller versions where they use actual standees for the heroes, and they have a game board and all that stuff. Oh, you can even get miniatures, actual miniatures instead of standees. Coloring sheets. Oh, there's so many neat things that can go on the board. but I do want an expansion for this one already. I haven't played it, and I want.
Oh yeah, I just because I feel like there's a lack of usable, really young age role playing games. I really want to play test this one.
And
I'm hoping that
I'm saying this is probably a hybrid.
Uh-huh.
Even though, yeah.
Because at this point, with the way how much is in here, if this playtests well with us, I would absolutely go to you know Spark Central to let them know about it, because I feel like they would absolutely use this.
Yeah, it's something they can handle.
Oh yeah.
There's even a full campaign. There's an expansion, big bads for for monsters and stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's also the
might as well show
of Tolkien.
the back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Maybe if you flipped it sideways.
Yeah. Because at this point it's just the tiles, and
it should say on the box somewhere how much this thing weighs.
Oh jeez, yeah.
It does have a
2 to 4 players.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
5 and up.
I don't see the weight, but the Quest Kids Giant Adventure Life-Size Dungeon Crawler, introducing the Quest Kids Giant Adventure Lifestyle. Did you already read this?
I read a short version of it.
Okay, yeah. Let's. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. Get the rest of the tiles out.
Oh, wait a minute. It's back in stock, it says. Maybe they heard us talking about them.
Who knows? But there we go.
No, at the bottom it says out of stock, but there's a back in stock thing here.
Okay.
Link, and let me click on that. I'm not going to buy it, but I bet in the shipping it'll tell me how much it weighs.
Do you know? You said that you got this at Uncle's?
I bought this at Uncle's in the Valley. Well,
okay.
I had it gifted to me because I worked there running games.
Do you know if they?
Oh, free delivery. It's $60, but there's free delivery.
Okay. Instead of showing the backs, let's do the fronts, or at least what's underneath, because I think those are more interesting than the OKs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cinder and Ash. All of this art is cute.
Priestley the pirate.
I was wondering if Uncle's had any more copies.
No.
No? So you got the one copy there.
Yeah.
Or at least the last one. Okay.
And there isn't an expansion for this, and that makes I haven't played it, but I'm already sad that there's no expansion.
Oh yeah. This has me giddy. I am just thinking about all the potential for this. Because sometimes you just you need a proactive game, and this looks like it's fun. At least it's colorful and oversized, and sometimes you just need big and goofy.
Make sure you. I think a hardwood floor would be better than a carpet.
Yeah.
Because you let an adult stand on that,
they're going to slip and slide.
Well, not only going to slip and slide, it's going to bend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. It was they were selling this at Gen Con 2025. There was a big Kickstarter with it.
Oh yeah, we for what traffic we can muster, I would like to genuinely try and send traffic their way.
Mm-hmm.
Because there needs to be more just positive and positive children's games that doesn't and this is something that's really, really big for me.
I like that they're not video games.
And let's bring this back over to me. Yeah. One of the things that I'm really, really big on is having proper content for children.
Right.
And it isn't just, are we doing this for kids? But is it appropriate for kids? And does it not, for me, a big thing, does it not talk down to them?
Right. Does it treat kids as little idiots, or does it treat them as mature as they are?
Exactly. And one of the things I've found is you can handle complex topics and even mature topics, but if you present it properly, kids can understand it. It's one of the reasons why, growing up, I grew up on Sesame Street. I grew up on Mr. Rogers. I absolutely respect them. But I've also seen where, after, for example, Sesame Street, I wasn't a huge fan of Barney. And I can tell, modern day, like, I'm looking at Sesame Street, at no point did I ever feel Sesame Street talks down to anyone.
No.
I kind of felt Barney was a bit demeaning.
Well, not only was he demeaning, he was annoying as all get out.
Right. It isn't just colorful and loud and annoying. You can be engaging and informative and still be appropriate for children. And that's one of the things that for me, it's one of the big things that I check for kids, for kids' toys.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I liked No Thank You Evil. Because it was a wholesome but not belittling concept of this is a role-playing game for kids.
Right.
And I can tell because one of the tests that I have is how easy is it for adults to enjoy this, where it doesn't feel like they're demeaning themselves. Because my opinion on children isn't that I never treat children like they're idiots. Because they're not. What they have is a lack of information, which is different. There's a difference between stupidity and ignorance.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ignorance is you don't know.
Right.
Stupid is you won't know.
Either that, or for me, I treat stupidity as you have the information and you refuse to acknowledge the information. There needs to be some level of refusal of information for me to really consider it stupidity. And this is one of the reasons why I acknowledge that, someone could have for example, a mental handicap.
Right.
That stops it so that they will never be able to get that information. I'm never going to call them stupid. It just means that they will never get that information, and we have to acknowledge that. As opposed to someone having the capacity to understand that information and refusing to. Either culturally, reason to refuse information, or contradictory information.
Right.
Yeah.
When your philosophies and or beliefs contradict the evidence.
Yeah. Then you're dealing with a philosophical, debate, as opposed to do you have the capacity? And that, a lot of times, is something that needs to be acknowledged.
Yeah, the idea, as you were saying, that the children are incapable of understanding certain concepts when they're actually a lot more capable than you give them credit for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a major one was the episode of Sesame Street where they were dealing with the death of Mr. Hooper. And they walked Big Bird through that process. And they never said, no, we had a cast member who passed away. We're just going to gloss over that. No, they tackled it. And it's one of the reasons why, to this day, I absolutely respect Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers did the same thing.
Same thing.
Did not treat them like they were incapable.
Right. And for me, one of the, I can, stand on my soapbox. I might as well stand on my soapbox now. Setting up the foundations of education where it is a foundation of respect and understanding, that cascades through life. If you grow up from a very young age understanding that even as a child you deserve some amount of respect, it means that as you grow up, you believe you deserve some amount of respect no matter how old you are. Because if kids deserve respect, everyone deserves respect.
One of the phrases that I always hated was when somebody said respect is earned.
No, respect
is pure arrogance.
Yes, it is.
I mean, why do I have to earn your respect? I should have basic respect as a human being. Disrespect is earned.
Right. Now, mind you, I do believe that there are certain advanced levels of respect where you don't expect, for example, the common person to, for example, understand neurophysics.
Right.
But understanding, oh, no, this person is an actual expert, that's additional respect, but that's not based off of the foundation of standard human respect that you should be applying to everyone.
Exactly.
And I know
regardless of age, culture, or any other division that you can think of.
And I have seen real-world applications of this where I've met people who they grew up feeling like they were never respected and didn't deserve the basic human decency, and it profoundly affects them.
Yeah, the imposter syndrome moved up to 11.
Oh, yeah. When imposter syndrome isn't based off of your profession, but human decency, that's tragic.
Yeah, I know a couple people that have to be reminded that they deserve human decency.
Yeah, but we are actually coming very close to the end of our episode today. What do we have planned for next week?
Oh, plans? You think I think things in advance?
I was there when we were planning it, so don't...
Okay. So, next week, our main topic will be community outreach.
Online.
Because
yes.
we're going to talk about the not in-person aspect of community outreach. Our next unboxing, though, I don't know.
You don't know. So that's going to
That'll be exciting.
Okay. So, until then, my name has been Daniel Ivey. This has been the RPG Talk Show, brought to you by RPG Research. Do we still want to say in cooperation with the Spokane Library? Because they did help us. But now we are at a different studio.
Right. Now, we're no longer in corporation. They helped out us a lot, but right now there's no in cooperation with anybody because it's just us.
Yeah. Comments, questions, and suggestions should be directed to info@rpgresearch.com with the subject line including RPG Talk Show.
Donations should be sent to rpgresearch.com/donate.
Yes.
So next week, as I was saying, our topic will be community outreach online.
See you next week. Good night and
dream well.